not, are IQ tests really representative of intelligence? The fact is that men and women throughout history have been good at different things, and while some of those things can be measured by an IQ test, others cannot. Next, let us consider these talents that are not represented by IQ tests and how they can be categorized. If IQ measures logical, mathematical intelligence and linguistic intelligence, then does this mean that these skills are more important than any other abilities? Dr. Howard Gardner, Harvard professor, and psychologist Dr. Thomas Armstrong have identified 7 categories into which intelligence can be divided. They include number smart, logical mathematical intelligence, word smart or linguistic intelligence, people smart or interpersonal intelligence, the gift of being able to understand and work with other people, self-smart or intrapersonal intelligence, the intelligence of understanding yourself and what you can and cannot do. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence refers to physical coordination including hand and finger control. Musical intelligence includes the ability to compose, understand, remember, or enjoy music and rhythm. And picture smart or spatial intelligence involves not only drawing, painting, and sculpting, but also visualizing objects and remembering images. So, is there a greatest type of intelligence? Try to imagine a world in which everybody used only one sort of intelligence. For example, if everyone had incredible mathematical intelligence, but only mathematical intelligence, then we would have a terrible time communicating. We would be uncoordinated, antisocial, would not understand ourselves, and would have no appreciation for music or art. Although both Sir Isaac Newton and Ludwig van Beethoven are considered by many to be geniuses, they are thought of as such in different fields. Newton didn't compose symphonies, and Beethoven didn't revolutionize physics. Yet we do not look down on either one for the absence of one type of intelligence. Rather, we remember them for the incredible intelligence they had in their own fields, and we remember them for what they did with it. Instead of trumping each other, the different intelligences are complementary. The concept of multiple intelligences explains the talents that are not represented by an IQ test, and also clarifies that those with the lowest of test scores do have intelligence. Consider those who have been labeled as suffering from learning disabilities. We might not think of them as smart, but when we look beyond the obvious, we will be amazed. Savant syndrome is a condition in which an individual has a disability, usually autism, but has exceptional skills in one or several other intelligences. A modern instance is that of Stephen Wiltshire, nicknamed the human camera, because despite his autism, he is able to reproduce images he has seen only once, line for line, angle for angle. This is a section of his representation of Tokyo, Japan, after seeing it for only 45 minutes. There are many documented stories like Stephen's. We have discovered that everyone has some form of intelligence, and that each one has its place. But what about those people who seem to be good at everything? Or those who can't seem to do anything right? The answer to this is my final point, and is called stewardship, which is made up of 2 elements. The ability to be good at something and actually being good at it are quite different. A 6'9" man gifted with physical coordination can still lose a basketball game to someone with less natural physical talent and height, but a lot more practice. The first element of stewardship is hard work. It takes hard work to hone one's abilities in order to really use one's intelligence. If one person seems to be good at everything, he is most likely gifted in several areas, but it is also probable that he has worked hard to develop those areas. If someone can't seem to do anything right, it could be a failure to develop his inborn gifts. So more than just raw ability, intelligence is a product of hard work and dedication. However, hard work is not the end product of stewardship, just as intelligence is not an end in itself. The second element of stewardship is moral direction. Having intelligence without a proper direction can be a dangerous thing. Although not the first to say it, many will remember the words of Uncle Ben from the film Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. Consider that it was no small feat to rally post-war Germany back to being a world power. That task took intelligence and took very hard work. But Adolf Hitler used the intelligence he had been given, and the power he acquired, to destroy. And in the end, Germany and the world paid dearly for a man with great intelligence and a lack of moral direction. In contrast, we all know a man with similar drive and energy, but one who used his God-given intelligence to influence others for the causes of freedom and peace. Though an imperfect man like any other, Martin Luther King Jr. had both intelligence and moral direction. This is why he is remembered so very differently from Adolf Hitler. Thus, intelligence needs hard work, and hard work needs moral direction. In conclusion, we have challenged the concept that smart is no more than a number, and found that IQ tests do not say it all. We have found that everyone has some form of intelligence, even if hidden at first sight, by disabilities or insufficient test scores. Finally, we have seen that intelligence demands hard work as well as moral direction. We have refuted an old way of thinking about intelligence, and discovered a new one. Each of us has a choice to make about how to use the intelligence we have been given. Smart is as smart does. By the way, what do you suppose happened to our young birdie? In spite of his early difficulties, he surprised many. Meet Albert Einstein. Thank you.